We think we know ourselves, our likes, our dislikes, our strengths, and our flaws. We look in the mirror and believe we see the whole picture, confident that we understand what drives us and what holds us back. But beneath the surface, our minds have hidden corners, places we rarely visit, filled with thoughts and feelings we might not even realize exist. Sometimes what we dislike most in ourselves gets projected onto others. This is dark psychology at work. It's a subtle, often unconscious process, shaping how we see the world and the people around us. It's not about monsters under the bed, but the shadows we cast in our own minds. These shadows can influence our actions, our relationships, and even our sense of self. Projection is a defense mechanism. Our mind pushes uncomfortable truths onto others to protect our ego. It's a way of avoiding pain, of shielding ourselves from the parts of us we'd rather not face. Suddenly, it's not you who's envious or dishonest. It's someone else. We point fingers, convinced that the problem lies outside of us, never within. This happens everywhere, at home, in the heat of family arguments, or in quiet moments of misunderstanding. At work, with friends, even among those we trust most, projection can quietly shape our interactions and create distance where there should be connection. We become both the artist and the canvas, painting our fears and insecurities onto others, all the while fearing the shadows we create. Understanding projection is the first step to seeing reality more clearly. It's about wiping away the fog, daring to look at ourselves with honesty and compassion. So the next time you find yourself judging others, pause and ask, are we truly seeing them or just hiding from ourselves? The answer might surprise you. So, what is projection? It's the mind's way of shifting blame. Imagine a mental movie projector. Your unwanted feelings play out on someone else. Instead of admitting I'm jealous, it's easier to believe they're jealous of me. This trick protects our ego, but it's self-deception. Projection happens unconsciously. We believe our own altered reality. The mind hands us a script, and we act it out, unaware we wrote it. That's why projection is so hard to confront. It feels like absolute truth. The real issue is hidden, and the trait now belongs to someone else. This is the quiet, insidious power of projection. Let's see projection in action, not just as a psychological concept, but as something that quietly shapes our daily interactions and relationships. It's more common than we think, and it often goes unnoticed. At work, for example, a manager who feels insecure about his own abilities might single out a confident employee. He accuses her of being a threat to the team. But in reality, it's his own fear and self-doubt that's driving his actions. Instead of addressing his feelings, he projects them onto someone else, creating unnecessary tension and misunderstanding in the workplace. At home, projection can be just as powerful. A parent who feels disappointed about their own missed opportunities or unfulfilled dreams might criticize their child's efforts or ambitions. The parent's regret and frustration are redirected at the child, making it seem as if the child is the problem, when really, it's the parent's unresolved feelings at play. Notice how the language shifts in these moments. Suddenly it's, you are a threat, instead of I feel threatened. The focus moves away from the speaker's own emotions and lands squarely on someone else. The person who is projecting often becomes the accuser, taking on a role of authority or judgment, while the person on the receiving end is left feeling confused, hurt, or even guilty for something they didn't do. Projection wears many disguises. It can show up as jealousy, harsh criticism, or even as concern that seems caring on the surface, but is actually rooted in the projector's own issues. Sometimes it's so subtle that neither person realizes what's really happening. For instance, a partner who is cheating might become obsessively suspicious of their significant other, accusing them of infidelity. Or a student struggling with their own motivation might blame classmates for being lazy, rather than facing their own challenges. In every case, what's really happening is that an internal problem, an emotion, a fear, or a regret, is being reframed as an external issue. The real struggle is within, but it's easier to see it in someone else. The true issue is hidden in plain sight, disguised as someone else's fault. The person projecting may not even realize they're doing it, and the person receiving the projection is left searching for answers. In the end, we find ourselves fighting shadows, battling problems that aren't really about the other person at all, but about something unresolved within ourselves. Projection poisons relationships, creating misunderstanding and mistrust. In friendships, insecurity turns small slights into proof of betrayal. In families, a parent's anxiety becomes a child's burden, shaping their self-worth. At work, projection fuels blame and office politics, eroding trust and collaboration. The real cost isn't just lost productivity, it's stress, anxiety, and damaged lives. At its worst, projection drives bullying, escalates conflicts, and makes resolution impossible. The person projecting always feels wronged, never seeing their own role. The cycle continues, poisoning the well for everyone. We're left wondering why things feel so toxic, when the answer is hidden in plain sight. Projection is a silent force, corroding our world from within. Recognizing projection is like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, what was hidden in the shadows becomes visible, and we can finally see things as they truly are. This awareness is powerful. It allows us to separate our own feelings from those that others may be unconsciously placing on us. When criticism feels off, pause and ask yourself, does this feedback genuinely reflect who I am, or is it more about the person giving it? Sometimes people project their insecurities or frustrations onto us without even realizing it. By questioning the source, we gain clarity and avoid taking on burdens that aren't ours to carry. Often, harsh judgments and accusations reveal more about the accuser than the accused. Their words can be a mirror, reflecting their own struggles, fears, or unresolved issues. Recognizing this can help us respond with understanding instead of defensiveness. The goal isn't to accuse back or escalate the situation, but to set healthy boundaries and protect your self-worth. You have the right to decide what you accept into your life and what you let go. Understanding projection lets you avoid absorbing someone else's pain or negativity. It gives you the freedom to respond calmly rather than react emotionally, and to maintain your inner peace even in challenging moments. It's also a powerful tool for self-reflection. Ask yourself, what do I dislike or judge in others, and could it be a reflection of my own fears or insecurities? This honest questioning can reveal hidden parts of ourselves that need compassion and healing. This kind of honesty isn't always easy. It can be uncomfortable to face our own shadows, but it's the path to true self-awareness and lasting healing. Each step we take toward understanding ourselves brings us closer to inner peace. By seeing projection for what it is, we can respond to others with compassion and wisdom, rather than judgment or resentment. We become more supportive friends, partners, and family members. Seeing the shadow is the first step towards stepping into the light. With each moment of clarity, we move closer to living authentically, free from the weight of projections, ours and others.